Hey, Kev.
Hey, Dad.
What are you doing?
Just taking up the hem on Heather's dress.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Dad, will you do me a favor and check my muffins?
Sure, killer.
Yeah, just stick a toothpick in one of them, and if it comes out clean, that means they're done.
It's
Look, we
it's
never
the
had that
80s, so
little
everything is vaguely
man-to-man talk, did we,
homophobic.
Kev?
Yeah.
No, Dad, I'm doing this for school. I'm taking home ec.
You are?
Look, Dad, it's an easy A. Besides, it was either this or wood shop, and I need all my fingers for college.
Hey, Mom.
Do you guys know? There's Wesley. Do you guys know who Bob Uecker is?
No. No.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm William Howard Taft. For our President's Day pageant at school, remember?
I thought that was Belvedere.
Wonderful. No, I don't.
Yeah. The joke is he's a British butler, but he's 7.
Yeah. He's really excited about.
Taft.
That's Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, okay.
See, honey, Mr. Belvedere knows who you are.
He doesn't count. Mr. Belvedere knows everything.
That's true. What's the matter, champ?
Wesley's
Do you
a little
recognize
upset
Mr.
about
Belvedere,
his
Gavin? Is he
President's
famous in
Day
England?
pageant at School.
I got
I don't
there late,
recognize
and the
him.
only presidents left were Taft and Nixon, and Howie Huffnagel got to be Nixon because he sweats a lot.
Well, honey, we're very proud of you, no matter
Bob
which
Uecker
president
is
you are.
just as much of a national treasure
You made George
as
Washington
Don
next
Zimmer
year.
was, and we should get
I
into
might get to
Uecker
play Lincoln.
I
at
agree.
some point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he
You know my
padded
friend
up, or does he
Danny
just
on
look
the
like?
Lincoln
Yeah,
Hall
I was
because
gonna say,
he
he
never
seems
does
very
anything
stiff.
wrong. Well,
I don't know.
He was supposed to play Lincoln, but his parents had to come and take him home.
Why?
He got
He
caught
moves
with
like
this
an
stuff
action
called
figure.
AIDS.
AIDS?
Oh my God.
What? Wait,
Boy,
what?
He must really be in trouble.
Wait, somebody has AIDS?
Kid just dropped an AIDS bomb.
Right into the intro?
What a great-
That's the hook?
This is a sitcom, and they just.
What's happening?
Oh no.
Jeff, why are you making us watch this?
It's Mr. Belvedere, man. He's the best.
Okay.
And I think it's important to see how we dealt with things like AIDS in the 80s.
Did Mr. Belvedere deal with AIDS? Is that? Do we need to credit him medically?
I wonder whatever happened to Bryce Beckham. I wonder if he had a career after this. He was so good as Wesley.
Bob Uecker's name looks like a typo.
Have you ever seen the movie Major League, Gavin?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's my favorite movie.
Bob Uecker's great in it.
That's one of mine too.
Is this a super rich
Yeah, I
family?
understand.
I don't think so.
No, this is
thank
just
you
how
very
things were in
much.
the 80s.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
So
So
he
what does school
hitchhiked
say?
there, and now he lives with them?
Danny's
Yeah.
got AIDS. It seems he told some kids on the playground, and they got
This is a pretty
scared
successful
and told
Blindside,
some other
Jeff.
Kids and
Yeah,
Danny's
I wanted to
parents were
blindside you in a lot of ways.
I don't think anyone's more
I guess they
blindsided than
decided
Danny
the
now.
best thing
That's a
would be to
tough.
keep him
It's a
home
big
until the
blindside.
doctors can evaluate his case.
Well, what's he doing with AIDS? I mean, he's just.
It's usually
What's he doing with AIDS?
Doing.
So?
Apparently, he got some infected blood a couple of years ago.
Well, doesn't anybody test that stuff?
They do now.
What about Wesley? He thinks that getting AIDS is like being caught with chewing gum. What are we going to tell
He
him?
does?
Does
I
he?
say make something
That's
up.
very specific. Also, you can't have chewing gum?
I'm gonna go upstairs and do my homework now. See ya.
Yeah, getting caught with
hold it,
chewing gum
Wes.
is bad, apparently.
There's something your mom and I'd like to talk to you about.
Is it serious?
I'm afraid so, honey.
For the rest of
Really?
his life, he'll
Serious?
remember his moment, this moment in that outfit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the one who wanted to play doctor. It was Holly Huffnagel's idea.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. What are you talking about?
I can see, Jeff, why this was your hero.
Oh, he's my hero,
About your
man.
friend Danny.
Listen, Wes, this AIDS thing you told us about. Do you know what that is?
Sure. I mean, it's real bad, and you get in real bad trouble if you get caught with it. Sort of like shoplifting.
That's pretty
It's a lot like
close.
shoplifting.
That's pretty close.
Wes, AIDS is a disease, and your friend is pretty sick.
Oh. So when's he gonna get better?
Nobody knows, champ.
Why not?
Well, Because the doctors haven't quite figured it all out yet.
Are we like 6 minutes
Understand?
into this?
Yeah,
You
it's
saying
a
you might be sick
it's
for a
a
whole week?
It's a doozy.
it's brutal. It's real rough.
Maybe 2.
Boy, no school. Lucky duck.
After this episode, which I have watched twice to get ready for this,
Hey guys,
I just let it run and I watched like 20 other episodes. They're all way funnier than this one.
That's not shocking.
Yeah.
For ya. I don't need you. I'm playing Jimmy Carter, so ha. The only reason you're getting to play Lincoln is because Danny got thrown out.
Why? I guess is my main reason so far.
Anyway,
Is this a thing
I'm going over to
where
Danny's
like
house later. You guys
Why
want
does he have
some?
AIDS?
no, like why did they decide to make this?
Well,
Like was there a
like
wave of like sitcom
Matt,
episodes
are you
where
crazy?
characters get
Do you wanna
AIDS as
die
like an
too?
educational
What are you
tool?
talking about?
Like,
Yeah,
what was the
this is
reason?
this is how
AIDS
we
stuff is the worst
handled
thing you could
complicated
get.
subjects
You just get sicker
in
and
the
sicker.
80s when there
Then
wasn't
your
shit like
arms
the
and legs
internet
start
and you had to
falling off.
explain to people what they
It's
were.
all over.
Yeah, like that really bummer
How you
episode
making
of
all
Fresh
that
Prince where it's all about like drink driving and stuff.
Yeah. She's a beautician.
Exactly. Or like the 21 Jump Street about AIDS. Or the Quincy about AIDS.
It like very special
Get advice
episodes
from
was just
somebody.
what we did with
Drinking
TV.
the same
Yeah,
glass.
it really was a big. I mean, it seems silly now, but it really was a. This was a very special episode of Mr. Belvedere, and that was code for we're dealing with something that's very culturally tumultuous and difficult.
So?
Yeah.
Maybe Fauci will walk into the house.
My cupcakes.
Dude, he was still he was fucking working in his job back then.
Yeah, he works on AIDS.
Yeah.
Against AIDS.
Kevin, what are you doing?
Trying to make a swan out of ground beef.
They're
Is that
just
anything like
doing
trying to make a
other
silk
stuff
purse
in this
out of a
episode
sow's
also,
ear?
and that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I'm using
Has
beef.
Mr. Belvedere moved his arms yet?
No one's supposed to give me a grade.
British people don't move their arms, Gavin. You know that.
So,
They
what's
keep
on
them
the menu?
sternly at their
Got
sides.
meatloaf and peas, mashed potatoes, tapioca pudding for dessert.
Is this your salute to airline food?
Hey, you look great. What happened to your skirt?
You hemmed it like this.
It is an interesting thing of like we're gonna cover AIDS, but also let's find room for fun. Let's
Yeah,
get
it's,
some fun
it's
in
still
there,
a
guys.
sitcom, right? We
I
still
mean,
gotta be.
like,
Hey, honey.
this is why there's a writer's strike, right? Like, to be able to do this and move between your A story and then your insane B and C stories is,
You know.
I mean, not easy.
He has.
I was
Any
wondering
AIDS,
if putting this on would
Thank you.
Jesus
He hasn't
would
said anything to me, but then
completely
I've been tied
floor
up.
you guys and leave you tongue tied, and I think it has. I'm kind of happy about
yeah.
that.
Belvedere.
Absolutely.
Will dinner be ready
I'm
soon?
blindsided to the
Personally,
moon.
I
That's
think
kinda
it
what I was
ready
going for.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I'm not making it.
My meatloaf.
Uh-oh, Kev.
Always use his arm.
Hi, Mr. Belvedere.
Hello, Danny.
Is Wesley here?
Yes, come on in.
Wait.
Everyone,
is the
you
AIDS
remember
kid?
Wesley's friend,
Yeah.
Danny?
Oh God.
Danny?
Hi, Mrs. Owens, Mr. Owens.
Hiya, champ. How's it going?
Well, I got AIDS, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Jesus!
God.
Wesley, your friend Danny.
It's honestly that moment that I wanted to watch this show.
Wow!
Hi. Thought you were coming over today. Something happened. Oh. So
They
it's
gave
full.
this kid AIDS
Okay,
and a deviated
fair
septum.
substitute.
It's so
They
unfair.
gave me a tutor. At least until everybody figures out what to do with me.
Oh, this is tragic.
Don't
Yeah,
they
it's
let
really
you
sad.
Oh my
downstairs?
god.
Wesley.
Was Danny a regular character to this point?
Anyway,
I don't.
this is for
That's a
you.
great question, and I don't
What
know
is
the
it?
answer.
I bet he
Lincoln
wasn't.
Costume. You're playing him now, right? Yeah, right. See, it's got the coat and the big hat and the beard and everything. I don't want
Leslie
it.
doesn't
It's
want to touch
okay,
it
my
because,
mom washed
yeah.
it. Just stay away from me.
Hey, Wes.
Leave me alone. Sorry.
You didn't do anything wrong, Danny. It's just Wesley's prejudice. And it's just fear he doesn't understand.
But that was like such a big thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
remember,
it was-
was it
I
like
think we all
Princess
handled that
Diana?
rather well.
Yeah, it was a big deal when she touched,
What's the matter with
when
that
she came
kid?
and like hugged and
George, it's
embraced
our
people with
fault.
AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did we do?
It
Nothing.
actually
I mean,
did a lot of good in the
Wesley
world
had
when that
questions
moment.
about Danny,
But again,
and
because at this
just
point
let
we
him
needed
think
very
everything was
special
gonna be
episodes
okay.
on how to
Now,
handle
I don't
this
know
stuff.
what he's heard or where he's heard it, but obviously he's scared
I just
to
think it's
death.
like this was mentioned on Reddit recently, and I went down a
Well,
rabbit
we
hole
just gotta talk
of
to him and
reading about
straighten
it,
everything
and
out.
then remembering how much I love Mr. Belvedere and watching all the funny episodes of Mr. Belvedere. The show's still
Yeah, well,
great.
she went home.
But I just couldn't get over,
touch
like,
anything, did
I had
he?
forgotten about how this
I
is
don't
how we
believe
used
so.
to deal with stuff as a society, and at least in America.
You know,
And I thought it was just kind of like a fascinating look back. Not that long ago.
So?
Plus,
So I thought
Gavin's
you
right.
guys were
He has
buddies.
not moved his arms
were, but
like
I
at
don't wanna
all.
kick
Like
No,
him.
he
so.
opened the door.
He's so stiff.
But like it's so
not
low.
what my
Like
friends
a
told me at
door
school.
is so
I learned
low.
you can get it just
He's a
by
big
playing
man.
tag
You
and
know what I
swinging
mean?
on the
Like
same
Yeah.
swing.
Maybe that's
Come on, Wes,
butlering
you're
101
talking
is
I mean, you don't
lock up the
catch that
arms.
stuff from just fooling around. I mean,
Wesley, what I think your father's trying to say is you don't catch AIDS by simply being around someone who has it. It requires a more intimate association.
You mean like
I
dancing?
would love to talk
my
to
God.
someone
Mr. Belvedere is trying
who
to say.
this was their
is-
introduction to what AIDS is. Like,
I
this
mean,
was the
you
conversation.
might
What I
you
think
might be.
everybody
Like,
is trying to say
part of
is
why I
the
wanted to
way
watch
to
this is because
AIDS
this is one of the
through
first times
sexual contact
I
or using
remember
infected
hearing
needles
about
or getting
AIDS.
contaminated
wow.
blood products,
Yeah,
which
I
is how
was
you find
11
AIDS.
maybe when this
You
came out, 10 or
understand?
11.
I think
How new
so.
was AIDS when this
Well, if
came
you
out?
don't know anything else, I'll be upstairs.
Well, this was 80, probably what, 85?
86, I think. Yeah, January of
So-
86.
So this was like,
It's not going to make you sick.
I think
So
it
how
had
come all the
been,
other
what,
kids'
in the
parents are
news for
acting
like a
so
few
scared?
years at this point, but
Probably
like,
about 4 or 5 years.
yeah, and it
Sometimes
became a
grown-ups
culturally like really
don't
significant
have all the
thing.
facts,
at this
and,
point.
and they
This
love
was
their
definitely
kids
like
and
right
get a little
at the
nervous.
ramping
Yeah.
up of the height
I
of
mean,
the
they worry because
irrational
They
hysteria.
know
Yes.
how kids are. You know, always
So, when you watch
roughhousing
this,
and getting little
or
scratches
something
and
like this.
scrapes,
What was
sharing
it?
the
Were
same
you
ice cream
aware
bar.
that this was going to be
Know
a
what I mean?
special, like
Yeah,
one-off,
me and Daddy
very
did all that
specific
stuff.
episode, or were you just
did?
were you blindsided in the
Yes,
same way
no.
Gavin and I were?
That's
No, they were
okay.
promoted as like coming up on Thursday on a very special episode of Mr. Belvedere. Wesley's
Sure it
friend
is,
deals
pal.
with
Now, why don't
a
you run
complicated
upstairs
medical mystery,
Mhm.
or like
It
something
would
like
be-
that, you know.
It would be that, and
Thanks
then
for
they would
explaining
cut
everything to
in
me.
moments
I think I
from
feel
the
better now.
episode of like little pull quotes, and it was probably like dealing with something very difficult, and then it would be a hard cut of the kid going,
wish
"I got
we
AIDS,
did.
but other than that, I'm okay," and it would be like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
I don't believe
That's
this.
just
Problem, George?
shit was
There's
cra-
not one
TV
thing on AIDS
insane
this
in the
whole
80s.
stupid
Crazy.
encyclopedia.
I mean, I just watched three
Jones,
adults
this
try and
edition was
dance
printed
around
in
anal in front of a kid.
Yeah, well, we should have planned ahead.
It's like they would do this, or they would have
discussed all this and we
after-school
agreed.
specials.
Well,
That was the
yes.
other way
There's
Yep.
we
nothing to be
presented
concerned
stuff.
about.
Like I learned about
Hi, I'm back
bulimia
from the library.
and
You
anorexia
find
from an
anything
after-school
out?
special.
Yeah,
I
I got a
remember
couple
like
real good things
I
from the
remember watching it
Department
and
of
being like,
Health.
"Oh,
Look, it says
that's
right
what
here
those things are." I had
that
no
not
idea.
One
These were, I
identified
mean,
case of AIDS infection is
I think
known
these were
to have
pretty
been
culturally
transmitted in
important
a school or daycare
sitcoms like
setting
this and the way they
or
handled
through
stuff
other
because there
casual
really was
person-to-person
so much
contact.
paranoia and so much
And,
misinformation.
here it says,
I mean, I was
of the
Wesley's age when this
221
came
cases
out,
of
you know,
pediatric
essentially.
AIDS, there's not
And,
one instance of a child infecting
we
his
didn't
parents or
really
siblings.
know about. I mean, our parents weren't
that's a
telling us
family
shit.
living
No,
together.
nobody watched the news.
See?
It was boring for old
And you
people.
two
So this is
were
how we
so
found out about
worried.
stuff.
Come on, Belvedere, you were just as worried as we were.
That's ridiculous.
I'll get it. Hello? Just a moment. Mr. Belvedere? Yeah. It's the
So,
Center for
from a
Disease Control in
content
Atlanta.
perspective, is it
returning
they're
your
gonna
call.
people are gonna listen to us watch this episode and they will sync
Tell 'em
up,
it's
or
all
what
right.
is?
I think
I'm
so.
over
Yeah,
my cold.
I'll put the link in the description.
We're just watching a YouTube video. Like it's just a
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Getting rid
I
of
just
the
didn't
evidence.
know. I didn't know if we were including Mr. Belvedere on our channel.
No.
I don't know that we'll even release this. This is just a test. I just wanted to see how it went.
Just that we were
Back
all
to
a
our
bit preoccupied
quirky
with
B
Wesley.
story.
Yeah, the beast, like,
Yeah,
oh
I
my
know.
god.
It's just
The
I
B
took this
story
dumb
is
home ec class for the
Kevin's
EVA.
doing girl
Turns
stuff,
out
but it's
just one more
okay.
thing
He's
for you
not
to
gay.
screw up.
You'll do better.
That's definitely what this is. It's
Which
100%
is like-
what this is.
It's just so it's no wonder so many people like it's no wonder my generation's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey,
God
Mr.
damn.
Belvedere,
Hello, Wesley.
here. It's a $5 bill.
Oh, thank you. Is this a gift?
He
Or do I have
can when
to
he
keep quiet
absolutely
about
must.
something?
But
see,
only
there's a
when he
picture of
absolutely
Lincoln on it.
must.
I figured it might help you when you're making my costume.
Oh. What's the matter with Danny's costume?
I just
What is the matter?
don't want it.
Now, Wesley, you've talked to your parents. You know there's nothing to be afraid of, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Then what's the problem?
I don't want to lose all my friends. I mean, Danny doesn't have any anymore. If people find out I've been hanging around with him, pretty soon I won't have any either.
Wesley, you mustn't let what other people think
Hey,
or
I
say.
don't care what you
That's
say
fucking
or do. I'm
heartbreaking.
never gonna see him again.
That's really rough.
All right, Wesley. Up to you.
Anyway, I guess that means you're not gonna make my costume, huh?
No. I'll take
It's
care of
weird to think that, like,
You will?
at least this generation, but probably
Gee,
others,
thanks.
but at least my generation, we learned our morality from
Kevin.
fake families on TV.
Job for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a useful place to learn about shit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it is.
Kevin made that.
Supposed
Kevin
to be a
made it.
joke.
Well, if it
He looks like the fourth Doctor.
All right, Wes, looks pretty good.
A soupy sales
Job,
reference.
Kevin, just what I had in mind.
Thanks, Mr. Belvedere. Sure.
I thought about, because I watched so many episodes of Mr. Belvedere, I thought about making you guys just watch a really funny good one, but that didn't seem like as much of a Blindside as...
No.
Now, Wesley,
You
let's
started,
not be hasty.
This is giving me
Started
As
hot.
far as I'm
great
concerned,
ideas for other
Yeah.
blindsides.
Good. I want you guys to blindside the shit out of each other and me as well.
What the fuck is going on?
Lincoln would never wear a hat like this.
He would in Tijuana.
Pageants in 2 hours. Where am I gonna get a
Can you
real
imagine
costume?
Lincoln on spring break in
know.
Tijuana?
I'm just
There must be
imagining if
one
that was the hat he wore when he got
Yeah,
killed.
I was gonna say I can now.
Oh, yeah, so he's one of the ones that got bipped, isn't he?
Lincoln at the donkey show.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hi. Came around back like you said.
They gave that poor little kid the
No,
worst
Danny.
glasses and haircut on earth.
Anyway, here
Oh,
it
I
is.
think that's just probably what he looked like.
Thanks. Hope it fits okay.
Looks like a little Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
I'd like to stay, but I really should get going. Bye. It was nice being
Come on,
your friend.
Wesley.
Look, I don't like doing this, but I gotta watch out for myself. Anyway, don't get mad at me. It's not my fault you got AIDS.
I
It's
gotta
not
look
my
out for
fault
number
either.
one over here.
Jesus,
Anyway,
this
you
is.
better get ready for your pageant.
The concept
really
of like
sad.
him growing up and then reflecting on like these
Oh
statements.
Oh,
yeah.
wait. Yeah? Wanna come? Huh? Come where? You know, to the pageant. I'm not allowed. We'll sneak in. Just like that time at the movies when we snuck out of Bambi and saw Porky's. Yeah!
Yeah! That's
Oh
awesome.
my God.
Dude, that's a movie. Don't blindside us with Porky's, please. We can't.
No,
do
we
that.
can't. No,
those
no, no.
Porky's?
Oh, dude, it's oh no. It is a movie that wasn't aging well when it was coming out.
Opening diplomatic relations and trade
I
with
saw
Japan.
it when I was 7, maybe.
There must be some steel workers in the crowd.
Way like about 15 years too young.
Did we miss anything?
I would love to. I can't imagine this happening in England, where everyone gets up and dresses up as old prime minister.
They don't do this in England?
We don't really glorify our politicians like this.
Dude, I would say that every American, including the other two Americans on this podcast, have had to wear a pilgrim uniform or a President Lincoln uniform at least twice in their childhood.
Hello, I'm Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States.
Please
In
be John Wilkes Booth.
1863, I signed the Emancipation Proclamation because I believed in freedom and dignity for all men, and that's why I wrote this speech. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. Wait a minute, I can't do this.
Lost the plot.
When did score go out of
Daniel
fashion?
O'Neill, and he was supposed to play Lincoln, but he couldn't
that's a
because
great
he's got
question.
AIDS.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, what are you doing out here?
Dennis, get away from him.
Hey, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
He's not gonna hurt you. Besides, he feels bad enough without everybody trying to make him feel worse.
See,
You
you
have
learned.
anything to do
And now
with
he's
it?
teaching
Yeah.
us.
I'd like to think so.
I'd like to think so.
Anyway, now Danny's gonna do the Gettysburg Address, and
I've seen this
everybody's
episode a
gonna
bunch.
listen. Go ahead, Danny.
This is great
What's the matter?
because
I don't know the
Danny is in every way a kid. He's like, I don't fucking learn that.
But I remember something else Abraham Lincoln said
You see the
before.
boom,
he
right?
Oh, the boom.
was president. And I guess I remember it real good. Because sometimes I kind of feel the same way. If the good people, in their wisdom, shall see fit to keep me in the background, I have been too familiar with disappointments to be very much chagrined. Thank you.
What Danny is wearing there is a members-only jacket. That is what every kid in America wore in 1986. Look at that big-ass peanut.
You go ahead. I just want to sit here for a minute. Oh, okay. I'll sit with you.
Wesley looks like a croupier
Kind of feels like we're
or a
out
flamingo
fishing.
dancer.
Yeah. You know, we can really go if you like. I
They
can get my dad to take it.
they both
Have you
look
ever
like
been
tiny
fishing?
adults. Not that they
Haven't.
don't have like the
Hey, I got an
proportions of
idea.
children or
We can
something.
make a
Like
list
they
of all the
both
stuff
like they
you've
look
never done,
strange.
And then go
Yeah.
do it.
Maybe it's like the way the clothes fit.
That's an
Yeah.
awful lot of stuff, Wesley.
Well, they say
I
the
don't know
camera
if I'll
adds
have
10
time to
years.
do it all.
I'm so glad we don't have haircuts like that
Everyone's
anymore.
waiting in the car.
Right.
Should we all do it?
I've never been
For
to
summer of
Gettysburg.
98.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe if we do a summer of 89 someday, we'll do
Yeah,
full
we should
haircuts.
go. Yeah, it's great there. I mean, we can go around and look for old bullets and sit on the cannons. And you'll be the North and I'll be the South.
Yeah, they're going to Gettysburg.
Sure, you won't be
Of course,
afraid
Wesley
to
be
do
the
all
South.
that stuff with me.
So Danny wasn't a regular before, but now clearly this
Why should
this
I
episode
be?
about acceptance and
You're my friend.
having him around. He'll be in later episodes, right? We'll see Danny again, won't we?
That's a great
I
question,
don't-
Andrew.
We'll have to tune into another episode of Blindside to find out again.
Wait, Mr. Belvedere.
It's okay, Danny.
It was worth it.
This is how I learned about British people.
I'm just back from
Oh, here it
Gettysburg.
is.
Danny and Wesley had a wonderful day.
Mr. Belvedere was on Toad in the Hole, Gavin. How long would he
In
last?
Harrisburg.
Oh, I think he'd
After all,
last
it's only 70
multiple
miles in the wrong
episodes.
direction.
Really? Wow.
But it was worth it. Because we all got to
Is this
break
how
the
every
world's
episode
record
ended?
For most
I wonder if the
consecutive
people in
turns on
England
the
knew about
tilt-a-whirl.
Mr. Belvedere when it was running in
According to
America.
Wesley and Danny, they now only have
Is this like, Jerry's final
2,763 more
thought?
things to do.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
him sort of
it's-
wrapping it up.
I suppose at this
He writes in
point,
his diary at the end of every episode.
I should write
Did he
something
eventually get a
profound about
laptop?
life and death.
No. Mr. Belvedere's not a laptop kind of
You know
guy.
something?
Too much
Really not in
movement.
the mood.
What the hell?
I hope you all learned something from this episode.
Do you think that No
Maybe
Pitlick was
you'll-
really excited to direct that, and then he got the script? He's like, I booked a Mr. Belvedere because this is big, right? This is a big
Yeah,
sitcom?
it was a big show.
Oh man.
For sure. There you go. That was Mr. Belvedere. A very special episode of Mr. Belvedere.
Yep.
Usually a lot more irreverent. This one was a little serious. But I think it's important because I wanted to teach you guys a little bit about compassion and understanding.
It was
You wanted to teach
Blindside.
us about
Yeah.
compassion and understanding?
Yeah, I feel like you could use a little helping of compassion and understanding.
Wow, thanks, man.
No problem.